At Staging Journeys, we believe there is nothing more important for all of our children than dismantling oppressive systems and white supremacy. We dedicate this show to people for whom justice, safety, and equality is long overdue. We approach social justice work through performing arts, education, activism, and service. We aim to do so with humility, intentionality, love, and urgency.
Can we please take the masks off?
Oh, really? Don't make a show of it. Drama.
I'm a ham. Always a ham. So thank you for coming to our Porch Chat today, the Staging Journeys virtual show Porch Chat. I am Melissa Church.
I'm Linnea DeRoche.
And we are here with you on June 22nd, 2020. Here in beautiful Germantown, Philadelphia, outside Linnea's house. This is the neighborhood that we both live in. We're in the middle of a pandemic and a revolution for racial justice. One thing that also roots us in this reality right now is that Linnea has been pretty sick with COVID-19 for a long time. And thankfully they are making a very slow but roller coaster recovery. One thing that I always ask Linnea before we launch into talking about the virtual project is, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty okay. Some days are better, some days are worse. I guess recovery to me has been not knowing what I'm going to get day to day, but also having things to look forward to. And honestly, one thing I've looked forward to is getting to work on this project. Rye's been doing a lot of it from the computer, and sometimes I'm resting in bed and hearing kids' voices sing as he's mixing a song, and also working from my laptop in bed and looking forward to the Fridays when we have Zoom together.
Of course.
The way that Staging Journeys works is that we start with a theme that we think is relevant to our lives, to current situations, and also, most importantly, to the kids who are going to be in the show.
So, okay, let's get more specific. This show. So Linnea and I chose this theme back in November. Let's do home and belonging.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So we wanted to explore that with the kids, the different ideas around home and belonging, and the importance of feeling like you belong to a place, to a group, to an idea, to an art. Right? So we had this wonderful poem by George L. Lyon called Where I'm From that we used as an anchor. And we had the kids write their own versions of their own Where I'm From poems talking about them. So we chose some songs around home and belonging, and we invited a bunch of storytellers, people from our own community, to come to rehearsal, and we were able to do this before quarantine started, and share their experiences of home and belonging, what did home mean to them, and they gave wonderful storytelling experiences to the kids in rehearsal. So much of this show was created in the kids' homes, by the kids and their parents.
with this backdrop of COVID-19, with this backdrop of really seeing more effects of racism. We already knew that this was going to take place during Pride Month, and so for me, like, part of theater has always been finding those places where I belong. And we also are constantly thinking about equity and equality and racial justice and how those fit into where we live and the time that we live in. We have invited our virtual audience to donate to a couple of organizations, so all proceeds from tonight's performance will go to one of two places. The first is the Philadelphia Children's Movement, which organizes programming for families to support Black Lives Matter.
And the second organization we're going to donate to is SREE Hub, which stands for the Student-Run Emergency Housing Unit of Philadelphia. And it was started and run by one of our storytellers for this project, and it provides housing for people experiencing homelessness in Philadelphia.
Theater requires flexibility and pivoting, and those skills were certainly tested to new limits this semester. We're so proud of the kids for coming with us on this journey and for really giving it your all. And now, without further ado, we present to you
our virtual production of
We Are Home! Enjoy the show.
Or high five.
High five. Whoop. All right, we're not touching.
Daniel told us a story about moving to a small village in Mexico when he was in the Peace Corps, and how he had to adapt from living in a big city like Philadelphia with lots of friends and family to being the only outsider in a really beautiful rural village that was far, far away from any city. He told us how his Mexican host mother took good care of him and did whatever she could to make him feel at home. Daniel was about to move to Taiwan when he last visited us. I wonder how he's doing and if he feels at home there.
Stephanie told us a story about her shelter for people who are experiencing homelessness in Philadelphia, and how families volunteer to bring dinners for the shelter guests and everyone eats together. I still think about how she said that people who are experiencing homelessness can go many days without hearing their own names spoken. That is so hard for me to imagine, because I hear my parents call my name a lot. A special part of Stephanie's story was when she told us about how a young boy volunteer, who was shy, and one of the grown-up shelter guests, who was also shy, made a special connection over a comic book they both really liked.
Shayla told us a story from her abuela's kitchen in Puerto Rico. She told us how her abuela made a really special dessert at Christmas time called arroz con dulce. Her dad would have to go outside, climb up the coconut tree, and cut down the coconuts that her grandma needed with a machete. And her grandma would make a special dish without raisins just for Shayla because she hates raisins. I was so hungry after hearing about how her abuela's kitchen reminded her of home. The best part was Shayla and Elisa bringing arroz con dulce for all of us to try. It was so yummy.
Madhu told us a story about learning a traditional classical dance from her home in India, where she grew up. But she actually learned the dance while she was living here in Philadelphia as an adult. She was so homesick, the dance helped her remember home. The dance tells a mythical Hindu folktale, and when she does the dance, it transports Madhu back to her home in India. It made me think about how we keep our memories from home with us wherever we go. My favorite part was watching her dance, and she taught us a few small movements with our hands. It was so beautiful. She even dances with her eyes.
Melissa told us a story about growing up in two homes where she was loved. Her mom's and her dad's. She told us how she would often forget things at one house that she needed at the other. One time, she forgot her ballet bag at her dad's house, so her mom had to race over to her dad's to find it. They pulled everything out of the closets until finally Melissa's little sister found the bag. Melissa explained that her two homes were very different and wonderful in their own ways.
Linnea told us a story about moving to a new home as a kid. The first day they went to their new school, when they were 12 years old, they got in trouble with a substitute teacher for not knowing where to sit. But then a person in their class showed them an extra desk. They sat at the wrong lunch table too, where they did not feel welcome. They had to figure out how to make new friends in a new place, which can be hard for kids. Linnea finally found really special friends who are still important in their life to this day.
I'm from the click-clack of a sewing machine, from bug spray and warm, cozy radiators.
I'm from hairbrush and old shoes, from apple and Altoids. I'm from the red and white awnings, faded and rusted, fluttering echoes inside their walls.
I'm from the rocks, moss, and trees that form my house.
I'm from the house on the hill looking out over the Schuylkill River, deep-silled, old.
I am from storybooks, from IKEA furniture and Lysol wipes. I am from the Wissahick and stone, comfortable, gray, pretty flowers.
Cinnamon rolls and scallion pancakes. From the prank my grandmother played with the poplar leaves.
I'm from the Bella Vista house, Poland, South Carolina, and South River, New Jersey. Black-eyed peas and collards, sunny cornbread. From the time my sister gained 3 stitches so she wouldn't lose her blood. From the time my mother got hit by a car.
From bookstores and thrift stores. I am from bins and storage boxes, full, mysterious, smelling like my great-grandparents.
On my art cart, my own little bag of photos, small yet treasured, like an acorn to a squirrel.
That is where I'm from.
In the shadows of tall buildings, of fallen angels, that we could feel that somehow right now. How I wish that we could feel that again. Home is like a smile you see in a photograph. No matter what you do, it's not supposed to change. Why can't we all be together the way we used to be? Back on the ground, no more racing around. Here, safe and sound, and home.
1, 2, 3.
I'm from the scary floors that makes noise at night. I'm from the linden tree. I like to climb and flip.
I'm from love of travel and making messes. From snug as a bug in a rug, I am from celebrating a little bit of everything.
From the crunchy breadsticks my great-grandpa Robert brung, and the cat-shaped curiosity box spilling out interesting things at my grandma and grandpa's house.
to fighting monsters and magicians. Dungeons and Dragons is where I'm from. I'm from sleepovers, playdates, and getting lost in a book. I'm from Ufanabla and Maragons.
I am from the never-ending chaos of creativity. Messy, loud. It was sometimes hard to think. I am from the orchid, which bloomed for 8 years, without fail. I am from Christmas stockings and cucumber tops. From Dance Snook and Azamunka.
I am from the music coming from the basement. Loud. I could hear it from the top floor.
From jumping ship to come to this country. The treasures from our travel waiting to get unpacked. I can't wait to have everything on display.
That is where I'm from.
I'm pretty much just really sad that I can't be with people, because being with people is fun for me, and I just like being around people that I like being around.
I think for most actors
And actresses.
Some actors and actresses feel more confident when they have someone else with them on the stage, because say you say something that's not a part of the script, then you don't have to try again and think of something that'll back it up. The other person can help you try and back it up so it'll make sense.
I think the energy of both of us combined makes even more energy than two people combined. Since we've known each other for half of our lives, it's being someone you're familiar with, doing something that you really like to do. It's so fun. You're doing a show with your friend that's really close to you, and it's really fun and cool, and I literally so many nights I cried because I wasn't able to see her again.
I feel even the bullies at school, I even miss them because it's so regular for them to mess with me. And when I have my brother mess with me, that's a whole nother level, and it's not like school.
This was my life. I want to go back to my life. I really miss you, Elisa.
I miss you too, Sara.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every line
Hey, what you looking at? Just a book of all my travel. I wish I could travel right now. Me too. It's so fun when you get out of the car and your legs are so cramped and you get to stretch. Those are my favorite times. Or when you go down the little roads and you see all the cool tiny houses and trees and nature and all those country roads. Hey, do you know what we could do to listen to help remind us of travel? Yeah. What? We could listen to a song. How about I can't think of any. Do you have any? Country Roads? Oh yeah, that's a really good song. We should listen to that one. That'd be good. I like that song too. It reminds me of going back to my grandparents' house. Yeah.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. All my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. May taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Down country roads.
Seriously, why can't I go to concerts or make them?
I really miss theater shows.
You know, you don't need to leave your house to go to concerts. You can hold one in your house.
What?
Mind blown. You know what? Our dad together, collectively our dad, has been in a lot of concerts. And he's made a bunch of them. So maybe he could help us. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, it's not the first time our parents have done something funny.
Don't show me that. I've already seen it too many times. Ugh. Let's go! Woo!
Let's do it.
What instruments do we have?
No, I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high, so I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right, doesn't mean they're always wrong. Just take this song, and you'll never feel left all alone.
Take me to your heart, heal me in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming off of this long and windy road. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet
You know I've seen too many romantic dreams of our lights falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Home, sweet
I am from Loud Fun Musicals, and 1 hour only from Baloney and Am I Chopped Liver?
I'm from the Eaters and the Readers. I'm from Fridge World, where my dad gets lost whenever he opens the fridge.
From doobie, a word meaning dang, my dad made up. And read something other than Big Nate. I'm from Judaism, the creator of bagels. I'm from North Carolina, fried okra and grits.
I'm from fitting it all in and inviting all the people.
From look with your hands and soap and hot water.
From let's get this show on the road and go take a shower.
From watch your skin and feed the cats. I'm from Sunday hikes, peaceful, rhythmic motion.
From mom and dad saying, I love you, and you can talk to me anytime.
I'm from crazy, loving, from be kind, and treat others the way you'd like to be treated.
I'm from loving kindness and creativity. From wash your hands and use your voice. I'm from heart love.
I'm from a family that always forgives, and friends that never forget. I'm from hopes and dreams that will one day be realized.
That is where I'm from.
My hope is that these protests and this energy does not die down, that people continue to show up and speak out, when they hear someone say something that doesn't sound quite right, to, contradict it and to speak their opinion and, not be afraid to do so. I hope to see an enormous shift in policy and potentially, remaking the entire establishment that our country rests on and rethinking, everything that we're built on and everything that we call American in order to fully support those who have been disadvantaged. I think we can no longer sit in silence and, accept the small concessions that happen through peaceful protest. I think, we need big change. I plan to continue to physically show up to protests, and I plan to continue to use my voice on social media and uplift the voices of people of color, continue to educate myself and those around me through listening and reading, because that is one of the most important things, internal examination, writing to city councilors and people who make change within my city, because I think making change in your own community is just as important as fighting for change, within our whole country and within our whole world.
See trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. These skies of blue day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They sing, I love you.
I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. When I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
Before I Leave the Stage by Alice Walker. Before I leave the stage, I will sing the only song I was meant to truly sing. It is the song of I Am. Yes, I am me and you. We are. I love us with every drop of our blood, every atom of our cells, our waving particles, undaunted flags of our being. Neither here nor there.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash, somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up.
Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do, and they settle neath your skin. Kept on the inside, no sunlight, sometimes the shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna
of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, oh, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family.
You can pretend that I'm funny.
We are family.